Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, back to another episode of That Part Place. My name is Vash Sky. I am your chief flight attendant today. I think that's the line right there from Sora. Anyway, I am here with some amazing pilots, though, that being Jonas J. Campbell and WWE Pro. Guys, how are you doing today on this lovely day?
I'm doing great, and my master biddest, I show us this token to you. That's the line from Sauron, right?
Lord of the Rings references. That's very impressive, and, you know, if I just saw the trilogy, maybe I would get them. I know I haven't seen it in its entirety, but I've seen movies. I need to update.
Yeah, maybe we'll see it at Epic Universe, though.
Oh, I like that. And speaking of Epic Universe, it might have saved, not the Lord of the Rings franchise, it might have saved Florida's lackluster summer right here. This from the Orange County Register. Theme park spending down 5% during lackluster summer. Report says Epic Universe launch and free spending rich travelers boost the theme park industry according to a new report. And this is by Brady McDonald, published September 3rd, 2025. Now, this article might not be available to everybody, and so we want to go ahead and fulfill Orange County Register's wishes by not showing the article in its entirety, but I just want to go ahead and read this first line right here, right out the gate, because this is going to set up our entire story. Visitor spending at U.S. theme parks was down during a lackluster summer. Oh, lackluster indeed. And things would have been a lot worse if not for the debut of the new Epic Universe in Florida and free spending rich travelers at Disney and Universal Parks, according to a new report. Yes, visitor spending has been down pretty much everywhere in the theme park industry, except for Universal, which as we've noted before, from Universal's own earnings call, talking about a plus 20% increase year over year of theme park spending at their Universal Orlando resorts across the world. That growth being directly tied to Epic Universe right there. It might not have just saved Comcast, I think, and really put Epic Universe on the map. Confirmation for everybody that, hey, theme park spending actually will get you greater returns. But for Florida itself, this might have been a game changer. Guys, your thoughts on this particular topic?
I want to go there. This is a fascinating thing to watch as theme parks have trended towards rising prices here, specifically Disney. I mean, really testing the limits over the last 10 years. They have run a long-term experiment to find out what the price elasticity of a Disney vacation has been, mostly led by Bob Chapek, and then Josh D'Amaro took that baton and ran with it here to find out what the absolute limit that you could charge for one of these vacations is. And I think that they have reached those limits to the point where we're all just kind of bracing for impact here on what comes next. Per capita spending is up at these parks, but if the entire industry outside of Universal Studios is down 5%, that's a sign that people will only go in very good times.
Absolutely. Pro, I want to go ahead and set you up with more information provided by Forbes, actually. We referenced this in a previous That Park Place video, but I want to go ahead and reference one particular aspect of this story. The rich helped the U.S. theme park industry eke out lackluster summer. This by Suzanne Rowan Keller, if I'm not mistaken, from Forbes. If we scroll down, there's one line I want to go ahead and note. Quote, Epic is saving the industry in the United States, Robert Niles, that from Theme Park Insider said. Meanwhile, quote, Disney remains the major domo, Spiegel said. For them to maintain their superiority and dominance in Florida and in the industry as a whole, they need a new fifth gate. They have the land, the capital, the creativity, and the IP to meet those objectives, and I think they're going to do it. It just makes no sense if they don't. So they're saying, on the one hand, Epic Universe was a game changer for Florida, but they're also saying that Universal, to keep up, they need a fifth gate. Pro, your thoughts on that particular aspect of the story?
Vash, you set me up in a no-win situation here.
How so?
Vash, listen. There's no way for me to tackle this without tackling the low intelligence of the statements which have been presented before me. There's no way for me to handle this other than to say that what I'm reading here has less IQ than a Dole Whip on a hot summer day. All right, here's the deal. Yes, Epic Universe is doing a darn good job. Is it saving the industry? No. Bring it back up again. Don't put it away. I need it. Get back up here. Let's dissectify. Let's read this again for everybody out there. Quote from Mr. Spiegel. For them to maintain their superiority and dominance in Florida and in the industry as a whole, they need a new fifth gate. They have the land, the capital, the creativity, and the IP to meet those objectives. Okay. There is no fifth gate on the way. It's not coming. Anybody who thought that was coming doesn't understand the theme park industry. So I hate to be that way, but I have to be that way because this is such a low-level quote that I have no other choice than do this.
I'm going to disagree with you slightly. They could do it very poorly, which does not preclude Disney from doing it.
They have no plans of doing it right now. Animal Kingdom has 6 attractions. Let me say it again. Animal Kingdom has 6 attractions. They have to build that up. They spent billions at Epcot and made it worse. They have to fix that. Hollywood Studios, they are working on that. And Magic Kingdom, they need to increase capacity like crazy, and the system they have to do it is conceived badly. Now, would they do a 5th gate right now? We've been covering this, attendance has crashed? Really? Really? You think? I mean, well, that's the Avengers Doomsday strategy, eh?
Right.
Like, you think attendance has crashed, and the answer to that is build another one. Right. Build another empty theme park. They're not going to...
Historically low attendance, but they're also over here talking about capacity.
Right. They're not... Listen, they do need increased capacity. They do. At these theme parks with more rides to do. And those rides are going to have to be based on things that people love, that people adore. And that's not what they're doing anymore. They have changed over to this coastal elite system. And by the way, the headline that you had up there in the article, talking about the rich saved the theme park industry in the summer. It's not true. It's a bunch of nonsense. What really happened is that average Americans went to Disney that they had planned for a year or 2 years, and they got hosed. They went and the prices rose, the food costs were crazy, they got hit with lightning lane charges and all this stuff, and average Americans went in debt for Disney. And how do I know that? Because we've seen the surveys that show that it's something like half of families with children go into debt to go to Disney. That's what happened, not rich people. The rich people are still going to Monaco. The rich people are still going to Paris. The rich people are still going on African safaris. The rich people are still going to New Zealand to see the kiwis, not the fruit, the people. That's what's happening. Disney's flooded with a bunch of Disney adults who are indebted to the mouse and sacrificing their future so that they can get another Mickey ear to post on Instagram. That's what's happening. It's unsustainable. And you can't build a 5th gate on that either.
I will say, too, that original headline from Forbes read something like, "Don't blame the rich for a lackluster summer at theme parks," or something like that, which, if you were to take the opposite of that, I guess it is blame the poor.
How about I blame Bob Iger? How about I do that? How about I blame Disney and Josh D'Amaro and everybody who's designing these parks? How about I blame the Story Matters group? How about I blame Reimagine Tomorrow? How about I blame those who brought in Imagineers who are not skilled in the areas that they need to be, but were brought in because of the woke era and all the quotas? How about I blame all that? That's why Epcot smells like sewage. That's why the rides don't function. That's why Tiana's arms aren't moving. That's why Harmonious had to be drug and dug out of the lagoon right after they made it. That's why they're making terrible decisions that nobody wants. That's why Bayou Magic Fog at Magic Kingdom means a broken fog machine and a projector they don't turn on. That's how you get here.
She is so mad at you right now that she's just standing there motionless, blinking at you.
Like a Chucky marionette.
And Jonas, on the flip side, I mean, Epic Universe opens, right? And it has groundbreaking latest and greatest attractions right there. And so it's like, hey, I could either spend an exorbitant amount at Disney to visit the attractions I've seen before, or I can go over to Epic Universe and see brand new stuff that mostly, for the most part, is functioning, and 2, that I've never seen before. My question to you, Jonas, is if the capital investment that Disney's spending right now, I think it's but they're saying $60 billion. We know that a lot of that's going to be $30 billion because I think the rest is for maintenance and some other improvements resort-wide. Mm-hmm. Is this the solution to their Epic Universe problem right now? Where you have
it's not. We all know it's not because here's the thing. Universal Studios Florida, not doing fantastic, but doing just fine, even though that's a park that we know needs some love. Islands of Adventure about to announce something. We don't know what's going into Lost Continent, but after watching all those Epic Universe drops, by the way, a new one dropped, talking about the Untrainable Dragon. We're not going to play it on this channel because it is full of that amazing music. And we would absolutely be struck for it. We would be struck by it emotionally and struck for it from the copyright system. Right now, here's the problem that Disney has versus Universal. Disney is on decline. They have announced new things, and we're holding our breath to find out how different it's going to be from the concept art. They didn't even update that concept art before they released it here, to the point where whatever that Lion King thing is over in Disneyland Paris, they showed both animated and live action Lion King, live action 3D animated, whatever it was. So Disney doesn't even know if they're going to stick to their own concept art. Whereas Universal right now, they are making moves that they could get more land. They have enough land to build an entire theme park right there next to Epic Universe. They have land within that park to expand Epic Universe. They can go, they haven't even started Universal UK, which I think that's going to be Universal's United Kingdom Resort. They have room to expand there. There's the Frisco thing going on over here. Yeah. Disney is on a downward decline that they are desperately trying to pull out of, and they're going to try to make it look like they're pulling out of it before they ever actually get out of that dive. And Universal is on the up and up. They're creating new intellectual property that they could put into the parks. They have the option of working with Warner Brothers if David Ellison doesn't get his way here. Who knows how that's going to go? It is a company headed in the right direction, and we're all excited to find out what they're going to do next. So it's going to be a little while before Universal reaches the same capacity levels, even, let alone the same attendance numbers as Disney, if they ever reach that. But they're moving in the right direction in a way that we're not seeing out of the Disney company. So we could talk about theme parks and what Disney can do at their theme parks all day long, and it's never going to fix the real problem at Disney right now. It is the people that are in charge of that company. They don't know how to do what they need to do in order to fix that company, because they come in here and they try to fix it. Well, they're seeing things that are the advantages of the company, and they're trying to fix those advantages out of existence, as they've done here. So maybe go over, talk to Universal, see what they're doing. Don't mimic it exactly, because everyone's going to look at you copying their homework, and they're going to know that you didn't quite do what you were supposed to do. But go look at what Universal's doing, and then say, you know what, we should just do what we used to do, and people will come back for that. Sorry for the rant there. I'm just looking at how excited I am to go to Universal and how I don't want to go to a Disney park right now, except for work.
Well, try this shoe on for a minute, everybody, so that you don't think that we're just negative Nancy's and we're just, pillaring Disney and a bunch of Epic Universe and Universal shills.
Epic Universe has problems. It has problems. But
yeah, it needs more rides. Try this one on, though. Walt Disney World from 2014 would be in a far better place to take on Epic Universe. They actually made it worse, significantly worse. Disney World of 2014 would be a much better competitor to Universal Studios today.
That is really profound. It's definitely got me thinking, for sure. And I want to know your thoughts over there in the comment section down below right there. What could Disney do maybe to get back your business right there? I think that's a very interesting question that we don't often ask enough on our various channels and platforms right there. Hey, and did Epic Universe, did it save Florida's, struggling theme park industry? Let us know in the comment section down below if you could. If you haven't yet, please go ahead and like this video. Subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed to That Park Place. And make sure you check out WDW Pro. He's got some amazing content over there on his channel, and we do appreciate his time spending on this video as well. So make sure you follow That Park Place for all the news. That should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.